If you feel like you're constantly chasing prospects, getting ghosted, constantly fighting on price, it's probably because you've lost the power in the sales call. Today, I'm going to go through the exact 5 ways we lose power in the sales call and what to do instead so we retain the power. Before we look into the specific mistakes, you need to understand the structure of a sales call. You lose your power the moment you start answering questions for the prospect. This actually happened to me last week. What happened was, had a call with a global head of sales. We were there to discuss the services I was presenting. We jumped on the call straight away. He started setting the frame. He started asking me questions. He was the one who was in control of the call. And this was because he was highly professional and he was at a high level of sales. He understood how important it was to be the one asking the questions. If you want to sell high ticket items to high net worth individuals or highly leveled professionals, the one asking the questions in a sales call is the one who has the control of the call. Remember, when they make you answer the questions, they're in the control and they're in control of the power dynamic. Stop doing this by setting a clear agenda on the call, which is how long we're going to have the call for and what the call is going to be about. If they start setting the frame, you tell them, listen, I really need to understand more about your business and what you do. That's why I wanted to ask you some questions. You always want to be the one in control of the questions and you want to be in control of the call and the frame. The second way you lose power is by falling for tell me what you do. It's the elevator pitch. Prospect will say, tell me what you do. Tell me how you can help me. Tell me how your business is different. This could be your cold calling. This could be in the DMs. This could be at the start of a sales call. What you do is you answer their question and you start rambling. You start giving your 1-minute pitch, how your business is great, how your business is different, how you've helped loads of other businesses. What happens is you give them the decision to say yes or no of working together within a 1-minute pitch. So when someone tells you, just tell me what you do, tell me how you can help me, tell me how your business is different, if you then go in and fall for that trap, you lose all of your power in the sales call. So the way you fix this is you never answer this question directly. When they ask you, you just say, Mr. Prospect, Mrs. Prospect, I really wanted to have this call because I want to understand your unique situation, what's going on at the moment, and I don't even know if we're a good fit for each other. That's why I wanted to have some time with you to ask you some questions and see if there's even anything we could do for you. That's how you answer that question, and that's how you retain your power. The third way you lose power is answering questions you don't know the underlying reason to. Remember, a man has 2 reasons in this world for doing things. The first one sounds good. The second one is the underlying reason. When you give them an answer, they now have all the power and the leverage to decide, no, your answer wasn't good enough. Your answer doesn't suit what I need. No sale. Let's say you sell coaching. A prospect may say, how much availability do I get with you or the coach one-on-one? If you say, oh, you're able to access us twice a week, then your prospect says, twice a week's not good enough for me. It doesn't suit my needs. Deal's closed. You've lost the sale. If you go back to them from that question and they say, how much availability do I get with you? And you say, Mr. Prospect, how much availability are you looking for? They say, I want to have availability for 3 times a week. Well, you know that you don't do 2 times a week, so you can then adjust your service and increase an additional fee for the additional meet per week, or you can find out why that's important to them. Mr. Prospect, why do you want to meet 3 times a week? Why is that important for you? And then you deal with that objection. See how you still retain the power. So remember, you never want to answer a prospect's question without understanding why that's important to them. So the 4th mistake is pricing before value. You jump on the call, they tell you, how much does this cost? How much is it? And guess what happens? Guess how we lose our power? We send the pricing. We tell them how much it's cost. And we've lost all of our leverage. Imagine you've got a handful of cards. You've now just given all of your cards to your prospect by telling them the price. So let's have a look. Scenario A, how much will it cost? It's going to cost $5,000. Okay, I'll think about it. You've lost all your power, but this is how we keep our power. How much will it cost? Mr. Prospect, it's not fair for me to give you a price because I don't even know anything about your business. I don't even know if we're a good fit for each other. And that's why I wanted to have an initial meeting so I can understand if we're even a good fit for each other and if I can even provide you any value. How would 2 p.m. on Wednesday sound to have that first call? You see, you've retained your power. The final way you lose power is not having a clear next step. I want you to imagine that the big yes, the holy grail in the sales process, the holy yes is yes, I want to work together. Yes, let's do it. Yes, let's move forward. But before we get to the big yes, we need to get to the multiple mini yeses. The only way we get to the big yes is we have to go through the mini yeses. So not having a clear next step doesn't move you closer to the big yes, and you lose your power because you're just waiting around for them. So let's say you finish a discovery call and they say, yeah, I'll think about it. I'll send you an email. Or, I'll just send me the proposal and I'll take a look at it and see if it's kind of something we want to go forward with. If you just send the email, if you just wait for them, you haven't got a clear next step, you haven't got a next yes, you've got no power. That's why it's so important to have a clear next step, because the clear next step is a next yes. And the next yes gets you closer to the big yes, which is the sale. So how we fix this is we never leave without a mini yes. When they say after the discovery call, I'll think about it, James, you say, totally understand. Obviously, maybe you've dealt with the objections, but you just can't get the sale on that call. Mr. Prospect, I totally understand that you want to think about it. It obviously sounds like it's a big decision for you. Let's meet tomorrow afternoon and we can make that a bit of a decision call. So what that happens is you're forcing the buyer to make a decision, and you've got some power still in the sales process. You're still in control. You see, you have a next yes. You have a clear next step in the sales process and you're still in control. If you just send that proposal to them, you're just waiting around looking at the watch. What's going on? Is he going to get back to me? If they don't agree to a meeting, you don't send the proposal. You have to have power. No next yes, no proposal. This is how you stay in the driver's seat. So this is the 5 ways that you maintain and hold your power in the sales call. This is how you stay in the driver's seat